Then there's the contract situation of Brandon Aiyuk. Remember yesterday? I don't know if do we have that Instagram story post with John Lynch is like, hey, listen, we'd love to re-sign him long term. There's a 5th-year option for us as well. They obviously would pick that up while trying to renegotiate a long-term deal. And they're also saying, hey, we're used to re-signing our own. Remember, Deebo Samuel looked like he was history, and he's not. He's still on the team. So Brandon Aiyuk, I guess hearing those comments, 5 emojis, money, and then the talking emoji, the bull emoji, the poop emoji, and the walking emoji.
Happy Sunday, and here we go again. According to numerous reports, Brandon Aiyuk has requested a trade from the San Francisco 49ers. This is how I imagine we got to this point. The 49ers approached Aiyuk about a contract extension, and it was well below what him and his camp were expecting. They felt disrespected, so Aiyuk unfollowed the Niners on social media, and he requested a trade.
Just yesterday, news broke that Brandon Aiyuk officially requested a trade. Now, also, a couple of hours later, news announced that that isn't entirely true, but obviously something is going on. Well, for 49ers fans, things just got a lot worse. Obviously, the contract situation is not matching up with Brandon Aiyuk, but just a couple of minutes ago, the Eagles and wide receiver Devontae Smith have agreed to a 4-year, $90 million contract throughout 2028. This makes things a lot harder for the 49ers to keep Brandon Aiyuk. Now, when we break down this tweet of Kyle Yates from yesterday, he tweets out, obviously, 49ers wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk has officially requested a trade. And then tweets, the reported list shows the Steelers, Ravens as teams that are heavily interested in acquiring the star wide receiver, along with a third mystery team. Guys, this is where the Las Vegas Raiders come into play. In this video, we're going to break down if it actually makes sense for the Raiders to go out there and get star wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk and bring him to the Raiders, right? Obviously, Antonio Pierce and Brandon Aiyuk have spent some time together at Arizona State along with Jayden Daniels. Now, obviously, this is not locked in. This is not set in stone. This is all speculation. So I don't want you guys to think that Brandon Aiyuk to the Raiders is most definitely happening because there are other teams interested and we don't even really know if he's going to leave the 49ers. We're just going to break down if it makes sense and maybe what they could give up to go out there and get him. Before we jump into the video though, do me a big favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free, it doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Raiders throughout the entirety of the offseason and the regular season as well. So make sure you guys are joining the family, and let's break down why Brandon Aiyuk could potentially be a good fit here in Vegas. Now, the first thing you're going to notice when you break down Brandon Aiyuk film is his potential as a playmaker. Once you get the football in his hands, look at this whip route here. Dude, he's nasty. But once you get the football in his hands, this is where he can make a lot of things happen. Boom, let's get to the back into the middle of the field, and let's just get some more yardage, right? That's probably one of the biggest things I love about Brandon Aiyuk is he makes a nothing into something type of play. But then another thing I love about Brandon Aiyuk is his route running. Probably one of the most underrated, if not one of the best route runners in the NFL. Watch this route here as he fakes out, cuts in, breaks his DB's ankles, boom, nowhere to go, slips, slides, wide open in the end zone for an easy touchdown there to Brandon Aiyuk. So not only do we talk about him being a playmaker behind the line of scrimmage or even slightly in front on a drag, a quick slant, a bubble screen, whenever you get this guy the football, he can make things happen. But also, he's really good in intermediate routes, and he's really good in terms of getting down the field and making big plays happen, right? Now, another thing I love about him is 50-50 catches. I think he's a guy that is very underestimated in terms of going up there and, getting a big-time catch, right? There's a good sideline catch there. I believe there's a catch right here. I think this is like a nice, I don't know where it is, but I know there's a play in here, right here. Boom, beautiful back fade, front pylon, gets his feet down, gets it to go, beautiful, right? However, although I believe that it would be an amazing fit to re-him up with Antonio Pierce, come to the Raiders, I also do believe that there's a part of me that thinks this might not be a great fit. Now, the only reason I say that, guys, don't get me wrong, I love Brandon Aiyuk and what he brings as a player. I love the chemistry he already has with Antonio Pierce, but the Raiders have already committed big money in the past 2 off seasons to wide receivers, Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers, who I believe are nasty. Though that's probably one of the best duos in the NFL, or one of the most slept on duos in the NFL. I think Jacoby Myers does all the small things, but as well is a really good route runner. And then Davante Adams is Davante Adams, right? So you look at all those factors, and then you talk about a guy like Trey Tucker. I don't think the Raiders really need to go out there and make a trade. I don't think they need to do that. I think if you have trade bait, you use that to go up and get Jayden Daniels if he's available at 3. But Brandon Aiyuk, I understand. If the Raiders are so, if they're locked in on a guy like Michael Penix, who they could get with their number 1 overall pick, right? They could easily maybe trade for a guy like Brandon Aiyuk, and then suddenly have one of the best offenses in football with Davante Adams, Brandon Aiyuk, Jacoby Myers, Michael Mayer, Zamir White, Alexander Madison. But at the end of the day, I don't think the Raiders are in a glaring need at the wide receiver position. I think Trey Tucker is a guy that could break out this offseason, or this season, right? You talk about his speed, electricity, his awareness, and also his ability to get behind the defense and make plays happen. I think he's nasty. At the end of the day, though, do the Raiders have what it takes to go out there and acquire a guy like Brandon Aiyuk? Yes, I think they could. Right? But at the same time, I think they should hold their draft picks. I think they should stay patient and get a guy like either Jayden Daniels, Michael Penix, and then see what happens after that. Now, with all that being said, the Raiders last season had one of the best defenses in football, and their offense couldn't really put up too many points per game. They, at times struggled with turnovers. They ranked number 29 in interception percentage. They ranked number 28 in yards per rush. So obviously the offense was terrible, but even with that being said, their defense was insanely good. Number 7 in points allowed per game. Guys, think about if they had a relevant offense. If they had a relevant offense, this defense would be even better than they were last season. And like we said before, the Raiders aren't the only team interested in Brandon Aiyuk services. The Ravens, the Steelers are interested, which makes this path to go get Brandon Aiyuk a little bit more difficult. But with all of that being said, it's still on the table. They are still one of the teams, I believe, with the connection alone, to go out there and get Brandon Aiyuk. Now, comment down below. Do you think it would be worth it for them to go out and snag a guy like Brandon Aiyuk? 1. And 2, comment down below, what would you actually give up for Brandon Aiyuk if you're the Raiders? Let me know real quick in the comments down below. Now, one more time, I do just want to, make you guys understand this is not locked in information. This is not information that is, 100% nail in the coffin. We don't know. It's all speculation. The Ravens, the Steelers, they're interested in Brandon Aiyuk. That's kind of confirmed. There is a mystery team. We all think it's the Raiders because of the connection between Antonio Pierce and Brandon Aiyuk and some of the other things that have happened throughout this offseason, specifically with the IG Live. If you guys don't know what happened in that situation, I guess Brandon Aiyuk and Jayden Daniels and Rashad White were on IG Live, Instagram Live, talking about, hey, we're all going to end up on the Raiders, right? That's most likely not going to happen. Rashad White's under contract. Jayden Daniels could be going in the top 3. But, Brandon Aiyuk could get traded. Jayden Daniels, they could trade up for him. So maybe some of this does come to fruition. But again, all speculation. None of it's locked in. None of it's set in stone. So let me know what you guys think. Would you trade for Brandon Aiyuk? Would you not trade for Brandon Aiyuk? Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Join the family. Turn on post notifications. And I'll see you in the next Raiders update. Peace.